Good morning, teacher. We are Group 1, formed by John Campos, Ariane Pincheira, Diego Tapia, and Roberto Núñez, and we come to present the explanatory video of the component of a computer. The components selected for your presentation are the following: CPU, motherboard, RAM memory, and hard disk.
The CPU, or also known as processor, is the central processing unit that is the brain of the computer and controls everything that the computer runs and is responsible for performing calculation and understanding data.
There are several types of CPUs that differ, among other things, by their speed for processing information. This speed is measured in the frequency unit called Hz, and the faster the speed achieved by the processor, the faster the computer's performance. Currently, the two main CPU brands are AMD and Intel. The 4004 was released in the 16-pin circuit in packet on November 15, 1971. The 4004 was the first computer processor designed and manufactured by chip manufacturer Intel, who previously made semiconductor memory chips.
The motherboard is the main board of any computer system to which all other devices are connected, but directly, such as interconnect electrical circuits, and indirectly through USB ports or other type of connectors. It a basic software called BIOS that allows it to perform and synchronize its basic functions, such as data transmission, power management, and recognition of the physical connection of other external components. History of the mother card. It is known today began in 1947 when William Shockley, Walter Brettain, and John Barden, scientists at Bell Laboratories, demonstrated their invention, the point contact transistor amplifier. Another invention that contributed decisively to the creation of the motherboard was that of the G.W. Dunbar, who in 1952 presented a proposition on the use of a block of solid material that can be used to connect electronic components with two connecting wires. It was not until 1961 that Fairchild Semiconductor announced the first commercially available integrated circuit. With the evolution of computers, more features have been integrated in the motherboard, such as electronic circuits for EGP video management, sound of networking, 10, 100 BPAs, and 1 Gbps, thus avoiding the addition of expansion cards.
RAM memory is a memory that stores information temporarily and quickly for the computer to use at the moment. The storage capacity is measured in units called gigabyte. The larger the amount of RAM, the faster the computer can run. For example, to open and use several programs at the same time. The contents of RAM are deleted as soon as the computer is turned off because it don't store data, files, videos, programs, etc. but retain information about the actions being performed with that data. It does not store the file or the program itself, but the information to execute it. In 1969, one of the first silicon semiconductor-based RAM memory was launched by Intel with the 3101 integrant 16-bit memory, and the following years a 1024-bit RAM memory was represented. Reference 1003, which was a milestone as it was the first to be successfully marketed, which means the beginning of the end for magnetic core memories. Compared to today's integrated DRAM memories, the 1103 is primitive in several respects, but it had a higher performance than the core memory.
The hard drive is where your computer stores long-term data, which is not erased when you turn it off. A hard drive not only stores your personal or work files, but also code read from your operating systems, the browsers used to connect to the internet, the drivers for your accessories, and everything else. Types of hard disk: HDD. Hard disk uses a spinning magnetic disk that contains information inscribed on very small track, kind of like a disk player. This rugged moving part specifically heads to read and read data to disk I needed, plus the propulsion needed to spin the disk. It is a simple method, which makes buying hard drives very economical, especially when creating very large storage configurations. SSD. There are not moving parts in solid-state drive. Instead, the drive uses semiconductors that store information by changing the electrical state of very small capacitors. They are much faster than HDDs and can store information more easily without worrying about wear and tear on parts. SSD are the reason why modern computers boot up so fast. The first hard disk was invented by the IBM company in early 1956 on the behalf of the USA Air Force. It was called RAMAC 350, Random Access Method of Accounting and Control.
With all this said, our presentations come to an end. Thank you very much for your attention. Group 1 says goodbye.